close deals even there are people that close deals even when the market is bad, like everyone is saying, when market is slow, when we claim that people don't have money, there are people who close deals. It's same economy, same inflation, and for this context of our conversation, same Nigeria. And so the difference is not the market. The difference is actually the method by which we are gathering our leads. And tonight, the conversation we want to have is about this method. And I will be using part of my little journey, majorly in real estate, to pull out certain principles that I believe we'll find at least one that we can begin to apply. Now, I am Bukumi, a sales executive and real estate consultant with Excellent Homes. Now, I've not been doing this for decades, so I don't have the magnitude of experience. But from my little journey, I've learned lessons that took some people years to discover, and I'm going to do my best to share them with you tonight. So, now, before I talk about how to generate leads, I actually need to fix something first. Many people, as salespeople or as real estate consultants, we chase the wrong thing. So what comes to mind when they hear a lead is that they hear a contact or a follow or someone who says send me details, but not exactly. For the context of our conversation tonight, a lead is a person with a problem your product can solve, who is at some stage of readiness to act. For the sake of those who might be taking notes, I will repeat that. A lead is a person with a problem that your product can solve, who is at some stage of readiness to act. This definition will change everything for some of us because now it's no longer us hunting for people. It has now become a sort of service to people. And now, still speaking about leads, there are three levels of every lead. And so many of us will be familiar with the terms I'm about to mention. The first level, we have the cold lead. And remember, this conversation is geared towards real estate. So I will be using real estate as my case study. So, cold lead, in this case, there are people that are aware of real estate, but they are not actively looking. They need education. And that's where you come in as a real estate consultant. The cold lead, they are aware of real estate, but they are not actively looking. The very much passive ends the word cold. They need education. Then the second layer of leads, we have the warm leads. These are people that have shown interest, people that have liked your post, people that have asked you a question, people that have visited or inspected one of your properties. These people, what they need is nurturing. Then the third level is the hot lead. The hot lead has a specific need and a timeline. They need to have a conversation with you fast. These are people that are willing and ready. They just want to know what is the process to go to get this property. So your job really is to move people from cold to hot. And it's not by pressurizing them, but much more by the value you give and also by how visible you are. Now, moving on the conversation to where do leads come from? And I want us to stop thinking of lead generation as a single activity. it is actually a system that has multiple entry points, and I will try to break them down as quickly as possible. Number one is your warm market. Your warm market, and this is one of the most underused source. But then, what does your warm market mean? This is the people that already know you, people that already like you, people that already trust you. So it includes your family, includes your friends, includes your church members, your colleagues, your former classmates. I know a number of people that are salespeople, but they are too embarrassed to tap into this market where leads come from. And it's a mistake. Real estate is a trust business. And the people that already know you, like you, trust already exists. So if you're someone that has been underutilizing this stock of leads, which is your warm market, the people that already know you, like you, trust you, there is something I would counsel you to do this week is that you open your contacts and you pick at least 10 people that you've not spoken to about real estate and send them a personal message. Check on them if it's been a while, greet them, say hi, ask how the family is doing, but then teach what you are doing. Say, oh, hey, let's use someone's name on this call. Hey, goodness, I've been working with Excellent Homes in real estate and things are going well. I just wanted to reach out to you personally. Do you know anyone that is looking to buy land or invest in property? I would love to help and I'll make sure they're in good hands. I actually did something like this and I had someone who is currently paying for Nexus Farm Resort through this method. By the time I reached out to this person, she was telling me that she had also had it in mind to reach out to me. So if I didn't go ahead and try to have the conversation with her, who knows if she would ever have reached out to me. So tap into this one market, your contact list, the people there. Tell them, I know you look down on them. I know. Tap into that market. A short introduction, no long pitch, no over expressing of the catalog. Just open door. You'll be surprised how many people actually say, I've been thinking about that. Give me more information. So where leads come from? Number one, your warm market. Second one is social media. And of course, a lot of people do this. We use social media for publicizing, to gain visibility, but we use social media like a billboard. So we post a flyer, we add price, and we wait. That is beautiful, but that is not necessarily lead generation. It's more of open as a strategy. So I will break down some social media channels and the ways I believe you can go best with them. For example, if you have your WhatsApp status, this is the closest proximity tool. So, of course, you can, you should, not you can, you should update it daily if possible. Rotate between three types of content on your WhatsApp status. One, property showing with clear calls to action. Two, educational tips about real estate investment. Number three, personal credibility posts. This includes your clients' testimonials, includes your own personal content, not about real estate, personal content about you that establishes your credibility in their eyes. So I'm talking, show them a project that you worked on personally and how someone had to trust you. Share personal stories. It builds credibility in the mind of people. It doesn't have to be real estate, real estate, real estate pictures every time. So I mentioned three types of content you can put on your WhatsApp status. Includes property showcasing with clear calls to action, educational tips about real estate investment, and then lastly, personal credibility post. In fact, for me, I feel like this is the most important one because if I come to your status every day and all I'm saying is real estate flyers, I will feel a disconnection from you as a human being. And let me tell you the truth, it is emotional connection that makes people your clients. As humans, it is proven that we make decisions emotionally and we now rationalize it with logic. So if your status is always showing real estate flyer, real estate flyer, real estate flyer, it's it is good, but it does not build the connection you need. That's why I give you three types of content for WhatsApp status. Then moving on to Instagram and Facebook, you need to realize that the way you deal with WhatsApp status is not the same way you deal with Instagram and Facebook. Someone may watch you for 3 to 6 months before they actually reach out. Of course, it can be same with WhatsApp status, but it is longer on Facebook and Instagram. They may watch you for 3 to 6 months before they reach out. Your own job on these channels, Instagram and Facebook, etc., is that you should be consistently visible. You should be consistently valuable and be consistently credible. And so, if you would ask me for the kind of content breakdown or content mix you should do, these are things that if you hire a social media manager, they will tell you. But I can't speak about lead generation on social media without mentioning them. So there is 40% property showcases and offers. If you are a real estate consultant, let 40% of your content be on property showing. So the listings you have, the project you have, 40%. Then let it be 30% education. Example, what to know before buying land, how to spot a good investment. Then 20% of it should be social proof. So we're talking clients' testimonials. We're talking closed deals. We're talking reactions of prospects and clients. Then 10% personal brand. It is talking about who you are and why you do this, why you should be trusted. There's a saying that Mr. Isaac has. He said, if you cannot generate leads online, you cannot lead online. And so when someone likes, comments, or reacts to your post, it is in a sense a signal that you should not ignore. You can slide into their DM and say, oh, I I noticed that you engaged with my post about so and so property. Do you have any questions? I'll be happy to walk you through it. That statement or that move can actually generate conversation for you that most consultants have in a month. So far, I mentioned two places leads come from: social media and your warm market. Then third one is referrals. Referrals, your compounding asset. And the statement I will make here is that every client you close is a door to two or three or four or five more, as the case may be. But you have to be intentional about building that into your process. So when you have a successful transaction with a client, especially an happy and satisfied client, what you should do is say something like, "Oh, I'm glad that we were able to close this deal and make this happen for you. I would love to help more people like you. Is there someone that you know that might be thinking about buying land or investing in property?" And then by that alone, you make it easy for them to refer. If there is a contact card to give them, perhaps you meeting them physically, give it to them. Give them a flyer that they can share. Make yourself referable. And when a referral closes, acknowledge the person that sent the referral to you. People refer more when they feel acknowledged, when they feel seen for their effort. I think I might mention more on that later, but let's move on. The fourth way leads can come to you is community and physical presence. Community and physical presence. See, your ideal client is already somewhere. For someone like me, it's in faith communities, it's in business, networking events, both physical and virtual. For you, it could be in alumni gatherings, it could be in a school meeting if you are a parent, it could be in cooperative society, etc. Show up there, show up in these communities, not necessarily to sell, because once people sense that you are just there to sell, it will repel them. There's a saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care about them. So don't show up just to sell. Show up to be seen. Show up to be known. Show up to be recognized. Physical presence builds the kind of relational equity, for lack of better word, that the algorithm cannot replace. The people that you show up for physically are more likely to patronize you or refer you. Then the fifth one is paid and partnership channels. Paid and partnership channels. Once you have all the basics that we've mentioned so far working, you can now begin to do um, paid strategies. So we're talking targeted Facebook and Instagram ads, where you are putting your properties in front of people that are actively looking to invest, or you're partnering with professionals whose clients have money, or you're partnering with lawyers that are handling estate matters, or you're partnering with accountants that have business owner clients, etc., etc. Basically, you either partnering with people, and this is one of the tools I use, or using paid channels. So you organize probably a class and then you pay maybe a WhatsApp TV or an influencer, and they help you publicize that. You use that to generate leads. Beyond real estate, this is one of the strategies I've been employing. I've realized that I can't do everything I want to do or have the level of results I want to have with just people on my contact list. So now for every webinar, apart from being a real estate consultant, I'm a public speaker. For every webinar I have, I run advertisements for it to bring more eyes to me, my craft, my work. And so, even in real estate, you should do it. Now, moving on from that, um, I've shared this story, or I've shared a couple of my stories, my success story as a realtor in one of our former sessions, and I will just recap and bring out principles from those stories for those who would want to listen or hear. One of the strategies for generating leads is consistent visibility. There's no way that you will get customers consistently if you are not visible consistently. My first client, for example, I didn't pitch to him. He came from a post. It was December 2025, and I've been consistently putting out content about a discount offer that we were running. I honestly didn't know how many people was watching. I didn't see traction. So for a couple of months, like 3 months thereabouts, I was not seeing DMs. I was not seeing signs that anything was working. But my own job was to keep showing up. Then one day, someone reached out, been seeing my post, and he wanted to take advantage of the December discounts before the year ended, and he made an initial deposit of 100,000 naira. That person was my first client in real estate, and that's in that moment I relearned the first law of lead generation. Consistency attracts opportunities you don't even see forming or coming. Consistency attracts opportunities that you don't even see forming or coming. In this industry, if people don't see you, they won't remember you when they're ready to buy. So the person that buys from you has often watched you for months before they reached out. They were qualifying you while you thought nobody was listening or watching. So stay consistent, post your offers, post your flyers, talk about value, educate people. Highlight urgency, show up even when it feels like nobody is watching, because the truth is someone is always watching. The second strategy is make your conversations strategic, not just pressurizing people. My second sale came in February. So first sale in January, second sale February. And I learned something, I learned another layer of lesson. And it's the sale was from someone I already knew. Is a friend that already owned, he has large portions of land in different areas. And so when I noticed that he showed interest in one particular property, I didn't wait. I reached out and said, Guy, I think you should expand your portfolio into this area. So we talked. He mentioned that he wanted to, generate some funds and buy the property, but he didn't know what to use the land for. We spoke at length. I could have just tried to close the deal, but instead I pitched ideas of the possible things he can use that land for. I showed him possible uses of the land, and I helped him see the potential he hadn't seen before. And eventually, what he told me was, he will pray about it. Then 2 days later, he sent the payment. The lesson that taught me is that sales is not about convincing people, it's about helping them gain clarity. You cannot force people to buy. You can only guide them to see the value in what you are selling and what you're doing. And so, under this particular one of you having strategic conversations and not pressurizing people into a sales, is one, qualify early. Qualify your leads early. So, when someone expresses interest in what you are selling, Ask questions naturally, like a conversation. Have a conversation with them. Don't be so eager to just bombard them with brochure or the information that you know. Ask them, talk to them. They're human beings. No, don't. It's not necessarily an interview. Have conversations with them. Say, okay, what type of property are you looking for? Now, this property you want to get, I have one of my clients even on this call as we speak. Is it for personal use or investment? What is your timeline? Do you have a budget range in mind? What locations are you considering? Now, what these questions do for you is that they give you the information you need. So when you are pitching the property, it's no longer trial and error. Yoruba will say, "Èyí jẹ́, èyí ò jẹ́." It is you helping the prospect think more seriously about what they need, what they've told you that they need. So by the time they finish answering, they've already sold themselves to you. So step one is qualify early. Step two is nurture with a system. Majority of the leads, and I think this is where frustration comes in for us, is because we want to close people in the first conversation. That is not how it works when you have a long-term view. Most leads do not close on the first conversation. 80% of sales happen between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. Yes, you would need to have reached out to a person on the average 5 to 12 times before making a sale. Don't give up after the first or second contact. You are leaving money on the table. I actually crafted a bit of a nurturing sequence, and I'll go through that briefly before moving on. Day one, you can have the first day where you're having an initial conversation with them, where you're understanding their needs and sending relevant property details. You can give them 2 days interval, and then on the third day, you have a conversation. It could be a voice note if they are tuned to that, and you keep it short. One, where you're asking them, "Oh, Afa, I'm just checking in. Did you get a chance to look at what I sent? If you have any questions, I would love to answer them." Depending on how responsive they are, even if they are not responsive, you can give them space of like maybe 4 days again. Then you now send something of value to them again, a market update, a tip or nugget about investing, or a new project that you believe matches what they want. That's another thing. If after that it still seems as if they're still sluggish, you can give them another 7 days. Again, this is just a template you can tweak as you want. Another personal touch point, have another conversation specific to their situation. Now, you've seen I've given space of 2 days, 4 days, 7 days. If after that they still are hard, you can now leave them for maybe like 2 weeks. Maybe like 2 weeks. Please, can we still hear me? I need to know my network is not acting up. Am I still audible?
We can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. So, by after you call like a soft urgency check-in. So you will now say, how far, dear sir, whatever it is, update them that. And we have people that are interested. For example, Nexus Farm. When one of my clients had that farming would happen by the end of the month, She started looking for ways to quickly pay her money and complete it and be part of the first batch. That's soft urgency checking. Please note that the tone throughout everything I've mentioned so far is self service. I'm trying to serve their needs. I'm not pressuring them. I'm not chasing them. I'm just showing them that, oh, I am in your corner. I am for you. Then the third step in this line is track everything. And this is one of the beautiful things I love about our manager in Ilori branch. We have a track sheet. What you don't track, you lose. So build a simple lead tracker. It can be your notepad, a spreadsheet. So you can put their name, how you got them, how you found them, the interest or the property they are interested in, the budget, how long, the last time you contacted them, and then the next action. And you can review that weekly. So that is two strategies I mentioned so far. I just spoke extensively on the second one. The first strategy is consistency. The second strategy is strategic conversations. Then the third one is on systems. Leverage on systems. The third sale I made, which was also in February, helped me see another principle. And the client I closed, I did not personally bring that buyer. I actually didn't have any conversation with that buyer before he paid money for that property. So what happened was that I'd built a small community of people that help share my flyers and speak to their contacts. So the arrangement was simple. If you close a deal, or if a deal closes through you, you earn commission. Someone bought outright sale of Sinai Peninsula, and I did have any conversation with that person. And what I learned is that you don't grow by doing everything yourself. You grow by building systems that allow others to win with you. The people that make the most money are those that make others money. Elon Musk, as an example, is, well, was a trillionaire, but definitely we'll get back to that post, yeah? But he became a trillionaire because he made other people wealthy. I think about 1,000 or 4,000 millionaires were made by his wealth. Amazon is wealthy today because they are making other people make money. And so that's why I love the structure of sales ambassadors that we have in Excellent Homes. It is a sign that, okay, we are doing something right in that regard. I still have a lot of things in my notes, but I will just move on to what the market actually rewards. What the market actually rewards. In my journey so far, and how many months have I spent? October, between September 29th, 2025, and this moment, I think that should be like, very much, should be like 9 months or so. I've learned four things. And one is visibility builds trust. Third, conversations close deals. And then fourth is it is structure that you use to build scale. So you might be closing deals, but what will make the deal closing consistent is not just your effort. but the structure or the system that you are able to leverage on. And part of structure or system is the people around you. So real estate is not just about the land itself. It's about positioning. It's about communication. It's about relationship and value creation. And in addition to all this, I will add faith and patience, or that undergirds everything that you do. You need to have faith and you need to be patient. Of course, I know this is a conversation hard to hear when you have sales targets or notes that you cannot remove people's money from their hands until they are willing to part from it. Your journey as a real estate consultant is to guide them to that point. So your first sale may be small or may look small. For example, mine started with 100,000 naira, but the successfulness, for lack of another word currently, of that conversation opened a door in my own heart, and that door opened another, opened another, and the system that I am building gradually now can run beyond just me. That should be your aim. That is beyond just you as a person, that your leads are now your, or your clients, your prospects are now your marketers. So if you are here and you are putting in effort, but you are not seeing big results yet, please don't stop. The market is not your problem. Your pipeline is one of your major problems. And your pipeline, and for those who might not understand what the pipeline is basically where it's basically talking about your leads. Your pipeline is a reflection of your consistency. It's a reflection of your conversations and the systems that you've built around yourself. So be consistent, follow up boldly, follow up people boldly. You have indicated interest, alpha. Have conversations that are strategic. Build others to you. And you are when you reach out to them, you're giving them access to one of the most important decisions they would ever make as a real estate consultant. And we're talking about where to plant their lives, where to plant their families for those who might be looking for housing projects, or where to plant their wealth for those that may be looking for how to invest. Carry that weight, carry that consciousness in your heart. If you are with excellent homes, there are one or two products at least that are worth believing in. Now go and find the people that need that product. That is your job. For the sake of action, because there is no need to anything we're talking about if there are no action points. Tonight, before you sleep, if you will, if you please, do three things before you sleep tonight. One, write down five people that are in your warm market. I'm talking about people that like you, know you, or trust you, that you've not spoken about real estate to them. Send each of them a personal message. Yes, they may not have been seeing your status. It's not the same thing as having a conversation with them. Send each of them a personal message this weekend or by the coming week. Another thing is post something on your WhatsApp status if you have not consistently been doing it about a property, about a project. mm, Talk about it. It doesn't have to be the what's it called? The caption the company gives you. Talk about it from your own standpoint of understanding. Then third one is if you are not already doing so, start a simple lead tracker. It could be in your notes. It could be in your notepad. So you are noting down their name, you're noting down their interest, you're noting down the last time you contacted them, and the next time that you will be reaching out to them. Track it down. It is small moves, little moves like this that you do consistently that will build you the pipeline that will close the leads that you generate from the channels I've mentioned so far. And so, with all that said, I'm going to be ending there and be handing over to Nojin to see if anyone has any questions. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me so far. Over to
Thank
Nojin.
you very much, Mr. Bukumi. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate him. Let's give him some thumbs ups, some beautiful emojis. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Let's move on to question. If you have any question, please kindly say. If I feel like I'm the right to ask your question.